Hello everyone, welcome to the Great White North. Stutter here. Um, I did a bunch of stuff since the last video. I did a bunch of digging. As you can probably tell here, I've got quite a bit of material being gathered. And I also ended up doing some building. So I ended up getting a fair amount done on the garage, which I'm quite happy about. And in doing the garage, I realized that with the additional video or the additional vehicles that I have gotten, I don't have enough room here, so I started digging here, and I ended up realizing the issue that I end up having. I prefer using the loader, but obviously the loader can only dig so much. So I was thinking of ways to get it down, and I ended up having the excavator idea last time. Ended up digging it, and I'm like, what could be faster than that? I was looking at the vehicles and seeing what stuff that I could do, and all the different things that I could do, and I did notice that I ended up unlocking the upgraded version of the loader, but that's still the same size basically. It's just a bigger scoop. So wasn't sure what else to do on it, and then I remembered something. There's explosives in this game, which can be anywhere from this little guy that can explode 6 meters worth, or you can get the plowshare, which does 30 meters. And there's different types of ones that you can get. So this one here, it it takes out a ton of material, but it deletes material. Whereas this one, it doesn't do much, but it does not delete material, which means that and each of these ends up, it just has different blast radiuses. This one here also deletes material, so this one and this one will both delete material. All the rest of them don't. And it's just a matter of how much uh, what their blast diameter is, which for our purposes, what I'm looking to have it do is be able to drop this down to a level that I can just then come in with the loader. So that's the idea. I think I'm gonna switch to freeload for this to get an idea. Really difficult. It's probably difficult to see because of lighting, but then well, that kind of worked. Um, so see here, it ended up taking that part down, and then it ended up. So I'm wondering whether maybe doing the grid build might be better on this so that I can get the bottom part. But yeah, so see, I ended up exploding that, and it all dropped to the ground, and now I can come along and pick it up with the loader. So I'm just gonna end up putting a few of these in here like this. Um, I can't guesstimate distance on this, so I really don't know what the best pattern is to put this. So I'm just gonna hope that I end up putting enough in, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, wing it. But yeah, that's definitely working. So now I just have to go and clean this up with a loader. Um, but I think what I might do is, before I end up cleaning that up with a loader, is actually upgrade the loader that we've got. Because this is the L10, which where are we at? Loaders. So the L10 is a capacity of 7.3 cubic meters, whereas this one here will do 10 cubic meters. So what I'm hoping is that increase will end up helping. The only issue is that there's not, I don't have enough money for it. However, since all of this digging has generated quite a bit of materials that I can sell, I'm gonna come along here and this, and I'm gonna take the gold as well. So let's see here. So sell the dirt, not quite enough. Yeah, oh, that's, yeah, that's definitely, it's, oh, and I think that increased our level as well, so went from 22 to 23. Perfect. So yeah, make sure I'm on the right one. Oh, yeah, I only needed 231 gold for that, or dollars for that. Okay. So let's do. There we are. The new loader. All right. Yeah, I don't know if the space size is much different than it. It looks nicer. Oh, and there was another thing. So I ended up taking out the elevator and ended up putting like the what did I call it, the dirt waterfall. And because I was gonna start building the rest of the factory, but when I was digging stuff out and trying to make room for it, I realized that I needed a way better way of clearing this out. So I ended up putting the factory on hold, and I started digging around here and cleaning. Oh, I'm stuck. I started cleaning this out here. And then I realized that I needed to do a lot deeper than I had originally planned on doing, because I was just going to clean it a bit, but and so the factory is like getting a lot bigger than I thought it would be. So I ended up building this, and I'm slowly digging out a way down underneath here so that I can so that I can clean out this, and then my plan is to use a dynamite like this. There. Yeah, kind of like that. Um, nope, that did not do anything. Wait, why can't I get that guy? Is that gonna work? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that's the idea, and all I would need to do is slowly clean out space for this, and basically bring it down a layer at a time. So start at the bottom, dig out a space, and then just explode everything, and then bring it down, and then just dig it out some more. So I think that's the way that I want to do that. It seems like the most reasonable way to do it. It's because if I end up doing that, it ends up I can still use this material and get some money for it. So rather than just deleting out the material for the the explosives, actually exploding it and having it fall down and then digging it back out. I'm not sure how deep I need to do this. I don't know how wide I need to do this because I still need to do some planning for the factory, and I don't even know if this distance is gonna be enough, but I figure at the very least if I can dig out this area here and start mapping out where I want to the because at the very least what I'm finding is that this I was originally thinking I was going to go up, but this seems to want to go downwards, so that's why I was thinking going downwards would be the ideal. The other thing I was thinking of was putting anything that was a smokestack on an upper layer. So instead of having everything all in one line like I did with the temporary factory, have them in stages so that this will sort through the materials and then send it to the upper floor, which will hold all the smelters and stuff, and then have it smelt everything and then maybe send that back down again to have it processed from molten material to whatever other things that I need to do. Because I think that's gonna end up being um, the best overall scenario, I should say. But yeah, I think that's a good start at any rate. And once I end up getting all of this dug out, then I'm gonna end up having a good base to start using or start building the factory out. Um, and I'll give you a tour of the garage. I ended up setting this up, and I got some decorations going here for pylons, and everything is each of these is its own parking spot. And I'm just gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this pattern going because the width on all these vehicles seems to be the same, at least for the smaller vehicles. I may need more space when we get into the larger vehicles like these guys. But I mean, the soonest that I can buy one of the mid-sized ones is at level 25. So I don't, and it's like the next size up is at level 40. So I mean, even with the loaders, I don't even know whether these larger sized loaders will even fit inside here. So we may need to build an entirely new garage just to house those vehicles. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out at the time. But up until now, what I'm wanting to do is dig this farther out here and at least get parking spaces for all the vehicles that we do have, because we've got this loader here, we've got the excavator, or the excavator, dozer, yeah. We've got the old dozer that we've got here. I might get a newer dozer, um, except that I don't know what the difference is on these higher end. Like at level 28, we can get the best dozer, but I don't know, because capacity on these is exactly the same. This is the one that we do have. So see, 1.2 cubic meters versus 1.2 cubic meters. So it's the capacity is still the same, but the power and the fuel use is different. And I don't know if that makes a difference in like how much material it can push or not, but at the very least, getting a larger dozer might be at least something to work towards. I mean, even this one, the one just before that's 1.3 million, so we're gonna, I don't know what this is, but it's gonna be a whole lot more than that, so we're definitely gonna need a lot more money to be able to do that. And as well, I think, as far as I recall, these guys here are like in like several million, like 4 million plus. But I don't remember exactly. So even with that, we're gonna end up needing to um, get quite a bit of money. So if I can get all the material from this and set up the factory, that'll be good. Um, And yeah, so I'm gonna need one, two, three, four, um, 5 more spots at the very least. For the fuel one, what I was thinking is, since this fuel thing is here, is making a little hut um, with the roofs, like put a little, um, I don't know, like basically a gas station um, shelter up here. I thought that might look interesting, to house this one instead of parking it in there. I mean, I could bring that in, but it just makes, to me, it makes better sense to store this out here, because I mean, yeah, flammable, explosive materials, keeping it inside. I mean, not that things explode, besides, well, I mean, explosive explode, but you can't blow up vehicles or gasoline things in this game, so, but still, I kind of like the idea of keeping it outside. I ended up putting in some lighting and wiring it up, but I didn't end up getting power to it yet. I'll give a... I'm just continuing the tour here. So I got a second level here, which I've got machines going. I moved the wash plants to here. Uh, they've been running for a little bit now. That's the one thing right now that the game doesn't have, which I'm kind of hoping that they will eventually get to, is this stuff is still manual, so you have to process those. You have to process rubies and diamonds manually. Oh, there it is. It would be nice if there was a wash plant that, like an automated wash plant that did that, but right now it doesn't. I've got these machines here because this lets us create these things if we want. So instead of having to buy them, we can actually create it from the materials. Plus it kind of looks like a workshop up here. I might do like a full office or do some more decoration up here. I'm not sure. This lets us create concrete, which I thought would be, um, it might save us money, but I mean, for the amount of effort that it's actually worth, it doesn't seem worth it. Um, at least for the purposes of doing a video for it. If I was doing it on my own, I'd try to save a bit of money and do it myself, but for this, I'm just gonna leave it. Now, I did a flat roof here only because the only roofs that we've got that are angled are 45 degrees, which, you know, with this width of, whoops, with this width of building, doing a 45 degree would mean that the top would be way up here, which would look silly. I wish we had like a 30-degree variant of the roof, because then it would be a much more gradual roof. But I mean, I thought this was a good compromise instead. So you got angles on the side and then a flat roof on the top. For the factory, I'm not certain how I'm going to do it. I'm probably just going to do flat roof. But again, I want to have these smokestacks sticking up and having the smoke coming out of it like it's an actual, or like a an industrial factory, having the smoke billowing out of it. I thought that might be a bit interesting to see. The other thing that I wanted to be able to do with this was, and why I kind of like the idea of having a flat roof, was I was going to combine the power with um, oh, I finally got this to match up. Well, that's nice. Last time I was playing this, these didn't sit properly on blocks. That's nice. Yeah, so what I was thinking is, if I could get this to work properly, is put a bunch of solar panels on top of the roof and get rid of these here. Now I'm gonna need a lot more solar panels than I am going to need these, because I think this is 1800 kilowatts and this is 700, so it's like um 2.5 of these is for every one of these, so to replace both of those I would need five of these, which is not the greatest, but I thought it might look more aesthetically pleasing having the flat roof and then having all the solar panels up top of it. I don't know. And the other thing I was considering was maybe just using solar panels to do the lighting and stuff, and then use this for the main factory. But I'm still not sure how much power the main factory is going to actually need. So, I mean, I'll have to find, like, I'll have to build the factory first and see how much power it's going to draw, and then build the power system based on that. Now, I don't I don't know if this is a great thing because it's clipping through the floor, but I think since there's no mechanism right now to put, so that's going through there. There's no mechanism right now to be able to go take wiring through walls and roofs or any blocks whatsoever. So I think a little clipping in this particular case is not that bad. Okay, so I've got 3 of 5. I can afford to get a couple more of these guys. Uh, and then we'll do this. And I'm gonna need one more because I need a way to connect this to something else. I'm gonna need, that's gonna connect to there. Gonna connect to there. Oh, and I am out of wire. Mm, mm, okay. So theoretically, I can do that to there. Yeah, so I can connect the one more thing there. And I can connect the one more thing there. So if I need to expand this at any point, I will be able to. Right now, my biggest concern is it gets dark. I don't know if it's unique to this map because I haven't noticed it before, but I'm gonna turn this on. That would be a nice thing, though, is that if this ended up turning on automatically. How does it? I don't think there's a switch or anything for it. How did I? Oh no, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. No, I. You need to turn these on. Every power source that you have by default is turned off. Which is weird. And on top of that, I think the power sources will come back on when you reload the game. However, lights, yeah, see, now that works. Lights and things do not turn on once, or even if you got it turned on, when you reload the game, even after saving, the lights will stay off until you turn them back on, which, I mean, it might be too complicated or might end up being resource intensive to do it, but honestly, I wish there was either a switch to turn these on or having them save the state, or even automatic would be cool as well, like detecting the day-night cycle, maybe. I don't know. Definitely could use some improvements, but I mean, they're still designing the game, so I mean, can't really fault it too much. They're doing the best that they can, and always improving, which is great. But I think that is it, honestly, for right now, because I think so. The rest of this is gonna be digging out. I'm gonna continue digging out this here so that I can dig out the factory. And that's another thing. I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep this size of factory or whether I'm going to expand out to here or whether it's just to use this, like, just kind of close this off. Oops. Still haven't decided on that either. But I'm trying to do some cleanups for the aesthetics and that. I kind of like this, the concrete, the rough concrete look. And now that I had enough money coming in from digging all that stuff out, it was enough to not have to worry about money, so I ended up splurging on that, and I liked the look of it. Ended up doing polished concrete on this, which I thought made it look a little higher quality. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going away, plugging away at this, dig out some more of this so that I can park the other guys here, and then eventually dig out all of this and start building the factory. So hopefully by the next time that I post, this will be mostly dug out, that I can at least start building the factory, and I'll probably end up doing the full factory build in the next episode. But until next time, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you didn't like it, feel free to not like it. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date on when the next videos are coming out. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.